So grateful to have you all on here. Just as a reminder, if we have 45 people on the call tonight, I will be doing a drawing at the end to announce who the winner is, and I'm going to give away a fun little prize. We also are going to be doing our call tonight a little bit different. Actually, there are some new people on here, which I'm so excited about. My name is Emily Burgess, and you are a part of our Rising Jewels team. This is a really beautiful team, a very strong team. We've been here for 8 years, and I'm really excited to have so many of you here with us. But we are going to do our call flow a little bit different tonight. We're going to start off with my friend and our guest speaker, and then we're going to go into like recognition, announcements, and things of that nature. Because when I was working through the PowerPoint today, I was talking with my husband, and I said, I really want this call to just have energy. Like my goal here for this call is for people to feel inspired, to have energy, to have excitement, and to have like a deeper belief in the products and in the opportunity and in themselves. And so, going through like announcements, that's kind of like, rah, rah. Like that's not super fun. So why do we start with it? We're not going to. So we're going to start with the energy here. So I am really excited to introduce you guys to my friend Amanda. She is a mother of four. She is an emerald, and then she has her husband underneath her, and he is also an emerald. We met, correct me if I'm wrong, but like the first time that we met was on the cruise in 23, fall of 23, when we went on a cruise to Haiti. And she has, like I said, four kids, but she brought two of her kids. She was one of the top earners. So we earned the shopping spree together. I brought my daughters and my husband. And so our girls just swam a lot and just had so much fun. And just every interaction that I've ever had with Amanda has just been, I've walked away just saying, like, she's a really kind person. She's really thoughtful. And whenever I see Amanda, I feel seen by her. I feel important when I'm around her. And that's a really important thing for us as human beings, but also like in our line of business is our job is to see people and not flattery. Our job is to see people authentically. And Amanda does a really good job at that. So I'm not surprised that she's at the top of the company. And so I've asked her to share for about 20 minutes to kind of give just a little of her story, some tips, some tangible things that we can walk away with that maybe we can start shifting or implementing in our business and maybe see some new growth and some new excitement. So I'm going to pass this off to Amanda. Thank you so much for being here, Amanda.
Thank you. Such a kind introduction. I feel the same way about you, so I'm in good company. I'm Amanda Simmons. I came into Plexus July of 2020, very broke. The age of 29, my kids were 2, 3, 5, and 7. I was in school. My husband was in school. I did not have time for this. It was just kind of crazy town, but I knew I needed to make things harder short term to make things easier long term. And so I dug my feet in. Took my account to Emerald in 12 months, and then 2.5 years later, brought my husband to Emerald. That is not to be like, oh, look I made it. It's like, guys, there is so much possibility. And what I'm going to share tonight is quite raw. And I just want to empower you and have you leave feeling seen, feeling loved. And so I actually just wanted to start off. I'm going to share my poor Emily. I was like, there's another video. I was like, you know what? It's fine. I'll just share my screen because I just gave you like way too much, all the things. And I just encourage you before I share, I guess, I'm going to I said a prayer. I don't know who's religious here or believes in God, but I said a prayer. I'd have the words given to me that people needed on this call because I have so much. I was trying to compress. I spoke at the Gold School we had in Canada. I'm from Canada, our first Gold School. And I tried to compress that in 20 minutes and it was not working out. So I just pray that I share what you need today. But I wanted to start off by just sharing an experience that I had. This was in 2020. Okay, there's my family. This was me when I started. um, busy, busy, busy. And I just wanted to share this picture with you guys. This is me. And something I decided to do for myself. I really struggled a lot with seasonal depression and also just loving myself. Maybe I'm who like put a 1 in the chat. Are you hardest on yourself? That was me. And I decided I am going to start buying myself flowers every single week. So this one day, this was this day, and I did a post about it. So I still have this picture. I was at the till, and the lady asked me, "Would you like those wrapped?" And I said, "They're just for me." And then I stopped and I immediately felt a little slap from Jesus and was like, "Girl." And so I was like, "Wrap them because they're for me." And so I don't know how often in our life we use the word just. I'm just a gold. I'm just a stay-at-home mom. I'm just, I'm just. And it's just like so sad. And I'm here because I did that too. And that is something that I've removed from my category of words because you are the most important person in your own life. Because when we can love ourselves fully, we can love others fully. And so I just want to encourage you wherever you're at in your journey. Maybe you're not ranking where where you hit, or maybe you're struggling with finances. Maybe you're struggling with kids that are just kind of going off the handle right now. I don't know. But whatever it is, I want you to know that you're worthy just how you are. And I just pray that whatever you walk away today, that you feel whole and worthy. And we're here to be kind to ourselves and move forward in the best, in the right direction so we can make an impact. Okay. And so that's actually the acronym. Funny story, when I was developing this content for Gold School, I was struggling with, I wanted an acronym to look smart. So I created the content. I was like, what word, God? And then impact immediately, like out of nowhere, came to my mind. And it actually ended up being a word on my vision board. And everything perfectly fit into that acronym. So if you've got a pen and paper, we're going through that today. And I'm going to break that down a little bit. And so to preface that, um, my husband went Emerald March of last year. February of last year, I hit my lowest points probably in years in my business. I was ready to quit my business. I felt so like imposter syndrome, um, very discouraged. It was awful. I had a horrible month in February. And in March, Gold School was the end of April. And I kind of felt like, what if you just doubled your husband's business this month? That would be kind of crazy. But what if you did that? And I was sort of like, do I, don't I? That's kind of crazy. And I got a message from my friend Lindsay Wilcox. It's Arlene's daughter, if anyone knows Arlene. And at this point, it wasn't announced that I'd be speaking at Gold School. And she messaged me and she said, I had a dream the other day. I said, "Oh, like about you." I was like, "What was it?" Ha ha ha. She's like, "Well, I had a dream that you got announced as a double jewel family." And I was like, "Really?" And she said, "Yeah, I was on stage. I actually believe it was at Gold School. So if you're asked to speak there, you're definitely going double jewel this month." And all of a sudden, it wasn't, I had chills from my head to my toe, and it became an assignment because it was beyond me. It was like, whatever I need to do this month is way beyond me. This is about everyone else. Like, I need to do this. Like, God's got this figured out. We're doing it. And so the first thing of impact. And so I broke this down into, okay, so what did you do? Like, how did you create that? And so I'm gonna try and wrap that up in 15 minutes. Um, okay. So I made this acronym of like, okay, I had to really dig deep. Like, well, what did I do? I don't know. What did I do? And I like that Emily talked about energy. Energy matters. Energy matters more than time. And so stop saying you don't have enough time, you don't have enough energy. If your energy is not there, that affects everything. You can have so much time in the world, and if your energy is in a stinky place, it's not going to get you anywhere. You can get more done in less time if you've got more energy. And so I'm always assessing, where's your energy at? If it's low, it's not where it needs to be. I don't go on my team chat. I go and I refuel. And so check your energy. So impact. So the first, before I go into that, one sec, sorry. Okay. So I was sharing that I was in my lowest of lows, right? And I was like trying to decide. I just want to share really quick before I get into my acronym one more experience because it was so powerful. My husband's the one who he's like, that was so powerful. And I was like, what? He's the one who got this analogy. So props to him. This was in Hawaii last year. Yes, we went to Hawaii. It was in Hawaii. And I ran into Genevieve on the path. And there was this trail to get to this waterfall. And it's kind of humorous. I actually have a video of it. So I did get there, but I ran into her. And I said, "Oh my gosh, like you just went there. How was it?" And then I said, "Is it worth it?" And she just started laughing at me. I was like, "What is so funny?" She's like, "It's right there." And I'm not kidding you. There was something blocking my vision of this waterfall. And I literally took 2 steps to the left, and it was so clear and so beautiful. And I was like, how often, you guys, no matter where you're at in your business, you went down, you got mud all over you, you're trying to get to this waterfall and you're like ready to turn around and it's right there. And so that's how I felt. I was like, this is so hard. Like, why is this so hard? Like, I'm at such a low place. Is it even worth it? Like, can I even do this? Is this worth it? 31 days later, you guys, it is worth it. It is worth it. Okay. So, I'm going to share my acronym now. So so it's impact if you're like want to like do the whole like letter thing right now. So the first letter is an I, and it's initiate. And so if you're sitting here, and this is where I was at, where I was like, my team is dead, no one's working, there's no signups. It's okay if you said this, we all do. Like, I don't know what to do, and it's dead. It is dead as dead. Like, it's dead. You're calling your mom to come to your team calls because I've been there too. You're like, no one else is going to show up. This isn't good. This isn't good. So, initiate, that is you. You create the momentum. You don't wait for it, you create it. I love it when organic momentum comes, but the truth of the matter is, it's very rare. And if you're waiting till you feel like working, if you're waiting till momentum hits the fan, you're going to be waiting a really long time. Or you'll get it and you're not going to sustain it. Because if you don't know how to create that in your business, even if it comes and fires up, when the storms come, you're not going to be able to hold that together. So you want to be the initiator and the fire creator. And so what I started doing, I got to work. I'm like, I can't expect my team to do things I'm not doing. And so I shared posts I was doing, I shared messages I was doing, I shared wins. I shared wins from my team, even if like there was no sign up, like non-scale wins, like they went live. Anything, literally anything you can imagine, or whatever, anything, share it with your team. Even if that's one person, if you're like, I don't even have a team, Amanda, I just signed up. Okay. That's okay. You're just going to do your personal work and then you'll get a team coming and then you're going to do so you're going to start creating that fire and that rustling and creating that energy into your team. Um, and stop victimizing yourself. And the most exciting part about this actually is you get to start fresh. You get to create the team culture you want, you get to create and attract who you want. It's like you get to be the artist. So it's super exciting. Um, and then the other thing is you need to make a decision. Decide means to cut off because the enemy is going to get in there when you make a decision. He's good at that. You're like, oh, it's like, man, things were going so good. And then this happened. It's like, yeah, and more is going to happen. And so when you make a decision, you cut off. There is no other option. There is no other cup to choose from. You're choosing that. You're not choosing. You're deciding on the blue cup. There's no other. You are laser focused. So I decided on this. And then this one day, my kid comes home, lice went through my house. And then I ended up realizing, oh my gosh, March 31st is Easter Day. Like, oh my word, like just things just kept happening. And so with initiate, crap's going to happen, but you need to decide how am I going to deal with that? Am I still going to stay true to it? Am I going to still do the thing? And that's what I made the decision to do, is to stay true to that and to not lose the vision and to let go of what I couldn't control. Customers are going to quit. Business builders are going to quit. People are going to detox. And so I've also decided, okay, Amanda, you're going to focus on what you can change, and what you literally can't change anyway. Don't waste any more energy on that. Literally let it go and surrender. My word this year is surrender. Just let it go, because it's taking up that space for room to grow, right? It's literal space that it's taking up. Don't let that drag you down. It affects your energy. So that is initiate. The second one is micro committing. I love micro commitments. I can send these pictures to Emily. Private, well, I did because I guess I'm sharing the screen. Okay, so micro commitments. So this is more actionable, not just mindset. It works extremely well, and it can be really anything. I'm not sharing a system to overtake any systems you might have as a team. It's a principle. So that's number two. So initiate micro commitment. I don't know what time it is. Um, so this, okay, I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, so micro commitment. So, I don't know if put a two in the chat to make it fun. We've done one, we'll go to two. If you have asked, like you've got somebody and they can't afford their products, and you go to them and you're like, let's get your products paid for. Just like three is $300. And they're like, and then it doesn't go anywhere. Or you're like, hey, throw a post up. And you're like, and it's like, I don't know what to do with this. So I'm an actual introvert, which I know you're probably like, no, you're not. You can message my husband, I am. And if I don't know what I'm saying yes to, I'm not going to say yes. It's risky. Like, it's just too risky for me. I like to play safe. Like, if somebody's like, what are you doing Friday night? I'm going to be like, it depends. Like, what do you want? What do you want from me? And so customers are no different. Business builders are no different. And so micro committing people. So an example, and I'm going to share my screen. I've blocked names out, but I still just please be respectful. Like I just don't want screenshots going across like all of Plexus and going to the customer. I don't know. Their names are blocked out. It's just an example. So let's respect them maybe and not screenshot. But the idea is that works very well for an example is I ask customers, I'm like, this is so exciting. And then I say something along the lines of, um, would it be okay if I sent a post that you can take a look at to see if that would be something you'd be comfortable putting out there? This is like so awesome. Can I send you a message that you can just take a look? I'm not asking them to post it. I'm asking them to look at it. Like, can you look at this post? And 9 times out of 10, once it's sent, they'll either change the wording or they're like, yeah, totally. That's normal. Like, this isn't weird. And so that would be a micro commitment. Okay. Or say you have a new business builder. Don't give the whole playbook to them. It freaks them out for most people, right? It'd be like, awesome. Like, let's make a list. Even look at the message examples the company's sending out. They're not crazy. It's like, let's make a list of 5 people. So just micro commit people so you don't scare them. You're not going to throw the frog in the boiling water and it's like jumping out. I guess I can share these. Just, yeah, don't screenshot. I don't know. This feels okay. So sure, I'll give it a try. This was back at Christmas. I just had these shared from a different training I did. This person said I'd be happy to, especially if I had an example to follow. And this person, hold on, they actually said no. Okay, I saw them typing for a long time. I was in Hawaii, I'm like, this is not a yes. So there's the whole thing, all the things. Okay, so I respected them. I met them where they're at. I thanked them. And then I just dropped in about covering the cost. It was very simple. I just did a little like feeler. And then she's like, that would be great to get these more discounted. Let me think about that. Then I sent a voice message. I don't even remember what I said. And then she said, please send me the post to look at. So micro committing, I can't even speak now. That works really well. So that is 2. 3 is permission. I'm going to go through these a little bit quicker because at the end there's some really good stuff I wanted to share. So permission would be the P. Um, I'm an extremely high recruiter, and so permission. So we'll relate this to maybe recruiting. One of two things is I don't just say, let me know, or it's just death. It is the deathbed words. But I also don't send information without asking. So like, right? So if I'm talking to somebody and they have their things and I send them a health story, I'm not just going to be like, here's your products. Like this is what'll help you. I'm like, "Hey, can I just send this over for you to take a look at? Would that be okay?" Because it takes their guard down when you ask like, "Hey, is it okay if I send XYZ?" So that is something I do as well. So that's P. I just want to go through because the last two are really, really good here. Okay. A is authenticity. People are buying you, they are not buying Plexus, and everyone else is taken. So you got to be yourself. And I had an analogy. Actually, it's funny, this didn't get approved from compliance because it was considered very like horrific. It was this picture of a car crash that wasn't even like, but whatever. So I couldn't share it at grad school. But when we're looking in a different lane and we're not focusing on where we're driving, you're going to go in a car crash, right? When you're not looking straight. And so when we're constantly trying to be like someone else, it's not going to work. My mom is a gold of mine. She doesn't actively share anymore, but she would always tell me, Amanda, I couldn't do it like you. I can't be like you. We're very different in a way. And I was like, Mom, like, please don't be like me. I don't want that. There's too much of that already. Like, no. And so when she started being her authentic self, her business grew very quickly. And so focus on your strengths and what you have to offer and not what's your weakness, right? Focus on what you have to offer and who you are as a person, and then you'll attract the people that need to come. So that's A is authenticity. Okay, C is celebrate. And is it okay? So I have this video. So I'm really big into this. So some things that I do, and this brings joy. Like we talked about energy, right? So if you're like, oh, like just a few things, and it's not like whatever makes you happy, but I'm huge into celebrating. And so when like somebody ranks up in my team, we dance, like my kids love dancing with me. I'll like jump, and then my kids are like, Mom, I got a silver. They can hear the banging and the jumping. So I love that. I love writing cards for my team. I love celebrating my team. Um, and I love, we just changed this actually. I was like, can we have some fun? Because I'm across Dominican Republic, the States, and Canada. We do not have in-person events in our, like we are like all over the map. And I'm like, can we just have fun once a month? So one of our team calls, I don't even know what it is called at this point. It's a fun night. I'm still trying to find a cool word for it. We're just going to hang out, do trivia, have a virtual painting night. They can have potentials come and try the drink and have a hybrid thing, and we're just going to have fun. That brings me joy. It's just, it does. And I want to enjoy my business, you know? So that's something I'm doing. So think of what helps you celebrate. I include my kids a lot, and I'm actually going to share a video. This was the month Brandon went Emerald. And so, bless him, I was at my mom's working in her basement during Easter, sweating. And so he would send me these videos. Okay. It's okay. We celebrated later, and the kids learned work ethic. It's fine. But this is what he sent me. You can rip it down, babe. 29, 38, 7, 46, 45, 44, 93, 22, 21, and twelve, 11, Sorry, I'm just, oops. So I hope you all, could you hear that? It was a little wobbly. That's okay. A little sketchy. That's fine. So anyway, so I include my kids a lot. I do a lot of sticky notes and we rip them down. It's like, how many orders do we need for XYZ? And I don't see it as orders. When I looked at all those sticky notes, I visualized families. And that was like, yeah, that's making an impact. Because when you affect a mom, you affect a whole family. And so it's like so awesome. So that is celebrate. And the last one is trust. Trust. So this kind of goes back to the experience I shared with the waterfall. Um, and I truly believe when we're going through really hard things that we're just being prepared for something better, and that when we're having some setbacks, it's creating us for a setup. And so I've had lots of experiences with this, and I'm just going to share a couple before I finish up here because I know I'm almost out of time. But um, so I wasn't in Plexus yet. My husband was looking for a job and everything kept falling through. And it was like a miracle he didn't get some of these jobs. I'm like, what is going on? The job he ended up getting ended up being completely remote from home. And then I found Plexus and it allowed me to escalate it quicker with him at home. Now, what I couldn't share, I felt like it was time to push him to Emerald. Um, Not only 25, 30 days after that, his company came to him and said, so he actually resigned. He felt inspired he needed to go resign. So he did that. And it was freaking me out because I'm like, we always talked about not doing this soon, but God's telling us to. So he resigned and they came back. They took a while, probably 2 weeks. And they said that the company was shutting down. Guys. So when you get a gut nudge, you need to trust it. Okay? You need to trust it. And if you have a vision for your business, it's not by accident. There's a reason for it, and it goes beyond you. It goes into like where that's going to trickle down because you can't afford not to do it for who you're going to help. And so it's like, I don't understand yet, but this is going to serve me. Um, and my daughter Faith, so that's Emily's daughter, I became friends with her, and her name's not an accident. It was a very thought through name that I decided at the age of 19. Um, so her name is Faith, and there's a song I can send to Emily after called Faith. And it's about a little girl, and I'm sure you've seen this analogy with the teddy bear where she's like holding on to these plastic pearls, and her dad keeps asking her for these pearls, and she won't give them. And then finally, she sobs and gives her pearls to her dad, and he has genuine pearls he's been saving for her. And so sometimes we have things like I left nursing school at the age of 20 because I felt like I shouldn't be in there anymore. And it was my dream. And I truly believe if I would have held on to that, I never would have needed Plexus enough. And I never would have made the impact I've made so far or I'm going to make. And God knew that. And so I couldn't see that for 10 years. And it was so hard to give that up. And so it's like, what are you holding on to in your life that you know you need to let go of? Because you can't hold on to this and get this, right? Like it's just, you can't, it's like a tug of war. And so it's going to withhold you from having what is prepared for you. And so I just encourage you to really think about that. Like, what am I holding on to that's not serving me anymore? And let go of that. So I think that is all of my time. And I think, did you want to do like a Q&A, Emily? I can't
Yeah.
remember.
Well,
Yeah.
first off, I mean, lots of tears. Like this was really beautiful, like very heartfelt. Um, just the highs and the lows, but the beautiful theme of like I also am a believer, but just this beautiful theme of like God being present the whole time and carrying you the whole time. But also Plexus being a really beautiful gift for your family, even in the highs and the lows. And I love that February, just a year ago, you were wavering a little in like, what do I do? Like this is lowest that my points have been in a really long time. My team's not working. Like, how many times, if we've been here for more than a minute, how many times have we said, I don't have a team, or nobody's working on my team, or it's just me? Like, it's easy to get into that. And I love, especially the initiate, like, you go create that. If you're not doing it, you can't expect your team or your future team to do that. And just um I think, I don't know if you said this, if I wrote this correctly, but like your vision for your business is not necessarily from you. Like that could be like a nudge from the Lord, or something in that manner. And I just really appreciate you having just a really concise, tangible list of things that you shared with us while also inspiring us. I commend you as a wife and a mother for you, like bringing your family into this, and it's not just being you. I also loved that line that you said of, when you affect a mom, you affect the whole family. Like, that's so true. And not everybody here is a mom. Not everybody here is a female. Like, but there's such beauty in what you said. And I really appreciate you taking this time. Thank you so very much for this. Does anybody have any questions? You don't have to unmute yourself if you feel uncomfortable with that. You can type it in the chat, or if you do feel comfortable, unmute yourself, and we can utilize Amanda for the next minute or two if any of you have questions for her. Okay. If you do have questions, please feel free to, oh, here we go. Oh, no, that's just an encouragement from Casey Cox. It was so very good. Amanda, thank you so much. If anybody does have a question, feel free to shoot it to me and I will pass it on to Amanda. And then I think Amanda's going to send me a couple things. I think that song. And then I know that we didn't get to the Million Dream. Did you want to give them like a homework assignment with that song?
Yeah, I can do that. I found it actually on YouTube, so it'll be easier than Spotify. So I'll send that to you off the YouTube link.
Do you want to tell them what like your vision was for that? Like for them to listen to that song, and what do you want them to do with it?
Oh, yeah. And they're like, what's the song? Yes. Okay. Well, it's like a fairly well-known song, A Million Dreams by The Greatest Showman. And this, like, it is my favorite song. My kids know it's my favorite song. And it has a lot of power to it of basically the beginning part talks about closing your eyes and opening a door. And so it's like visualizing like what you want to see and what you want to create in your life. And I think there's a lot of power. I love music. Like if you guys follow me on Facebook, like I love it. One of my first things I bought for myself when I actually got money with Plexus, like after not having money for myself in years, was a grand piano. And it is like my favorite thing. So there's power in music. I'll send that to Emily. And I just encourage you to literally close your eyes. It might feel weird, but it's okay. And really get crystal clear with what you want things to look like. Because until you're clear with that, you're not gonna like you need to be clear and solid in that before you can move forward. So I love that song. It's a really powerful exercise. So I'll send that to you.
Thank you.
Yes.
So if you guys missed the song, it's A Million Dreams by The Greatest Showman. And I encourage you, go rewatch that movie. Like when it first came out, I watched it and I just bawled because I was thinking about Plexus, and I was thinking like, Barnum, whatever his name was, Barnum, he was being made fun of. People didn't support him. But he had this dream and he just kept on and on and on because he had something deep inside him that said, this is what you should do. And anyways, it's so beautiful, so powerful. The music is so encouraging. So, Amanda, thank you so very much for that. Kanya, thank you for being the note keeper, the secretary of the group here. Amanda, we appreciate you so much. Feel free to stay on if you'd like. We're going to spend another few minutes just doing some recognition and talking through what we've got coming up for February, but we all very much appreciate you. So, you guys, we're going to do a quick screen share, and I'm going to do a PowerPoint real quick for us. Why is this not showing? Oh, yeah, I guess it is showing, isn't it? Sorry, y'all. So I actually made a post today in Rising Jewels with something similar to this that I have here. I was talking with a friend today, And she made this comment about like we kind of were talking through this and I was like, gosh, that's so right. Like we just need that reminder. And if you can't see this, if you're not looking at the screen right now, I just wrote out, you don't need better strategies or systems or scripts. You need a mindset full of energy, excitement, and belief, and then go get to work. I was thinking through like when I first started, and I still have this, but like when I first started, when Sarah Joe first started, when Lauren first started, whoever, Casey first started, there was just this like, okay, like this belief and this excitement. Maybe not for everybody, but I think for a lot of people who started with the business, there was this belief and this vision, like Amanda was talking about, and just went and did it. And like they didn't necessarily know. I didn't know what in the heck to do. I didn't know the best way to message people. I was insecure on social media. Like I didn't have these beautiful systems, but I had this belief, this passion, this energy, and this excitement. And I had this vision of where I was taking my family, and I went. And so I just want to encourage you guys in that. Don't get in the weeds of needing all this perfect stuff. Get into your mindset on what this can do for your family, what this can do for other people. And if you've gotten rusty in that, if you've been here for a minute and you're like, I don't even know, then I really do encourage you to go and listen to that song, A Million Dreams. Like talk with your spouse, step back and remind yourself of the truth of what you get to do here in this business. So your only limit is your mind. Truly, seriously believe that. I want to celebrate. We've got 3 new silvers that came from January. So very excited. We've got Kelsey, we have Lily, and am I saying it right? Chelsea? Am I saying that right? Chelsea? I'm so sorry if I butchered that, but congratulations to you guys on going silver. That's a huge deal. We also, in January, Plexus announced that they're restarting the fast start bonuses. And so all of these women earned the extra $100 fast start silver bonus in the month of January. If you did not earn the fast start silver bonus this month, that's okay, or last month, that's okay. You can start it up this month. So huge congratulations to Bree, to Kelsey, to Pam, to Amy, to Casey, Lily, Michelle, and Chelsea. And then we had a bunch of top enrollers from the month. Shout yourself out on the in the chat or celebrate the people who are on your team that earned a spot in this list. And then congratulations to Abby, Melissa, and Michelle. They helped develop some brand ambassadors last month. Very proud of you guys. What that means is that they have a customer that they were able to help get a referral. And that customer now is a brand ambassador and has money in their pocket. Abby, I know for a fact, helped sign somebody and get them to silver. That was Lily. Which, by the way, Lily has already signed 6 people total since she joined in January, which is so exciting. We are not going to go again into the weeds here. This stuff is all in Rising Jewels, but this is our February calendar. I do want to highlight that every Tuesday we are going to be we're doing something new this month where we're having a Tuesday Leader Live where it's like an inspo and inspo and insight live. It's not going to be a set time on Tuesdays. Just know that sometime on Tuesday in Rising Jewels, there's going to be somebody that pops in for 5 to 10 minutes and shares something, whether that's like how to work Canva, how to do Chat GPT, what they're like, what they've how they've helped develop a new silver, how they are getting into a more positive mindset, like just something that's helping our team members grow in their business and their mindset and their leadership and their skill set, and they want to pass that on to us. So I'm really excited about that. Again, they're going to be short and sweet, but I think that's going to be really helpful for our team. So make sure you're tuning in on Tuesdays. One last thing with the calendar is thinking through this new system that Plexus shared with us in January at Super Saturday. Is they are doing on Monday nights a call at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard, 8 p.m. Central, and that's just like a 15-minute call introducing the opportunity. And then right after that, it's more of like in the details of how to earn money. And then on Thursday nights, they're doing something similar, but they're highlighting the products. And so you can really, if you're like, I don't really know how to start my business or how to like get my business back up and going. You honestly could utilize those two calls every week as your IPA flow. IPA stands for income producing activity, where you can honestly just be inviting business builder potentials or your customers to come to the Monday night call. And then you can be spending time inviting people, potentials to the Thursday night call for the products. So that can be part of your IPA flow if you're kind of like, I don't even know where to go, because this is a great third party tool that you know is going to be around every week. And then Liz put this together for us. I'm not going to go into detail here. This is all of the fun stuff that corporate is giving to us in February with incentives for new VIPs, the convention contest, the extra bonuses that we can get as ambassadors, as well as like the discount on the perk product of the month. I'm not going into the weeds on this because, sorry, why do I keep saying going into the weeds? I've said that like 5 times. I don't think I've ever said that in my life, and I've said that 5 times on this call. But I'm not going to go into the details on this because you actually, oh, and of course, that first one is not working for some reason. You actually can utilize the Help Center. That is something that I always go to. If anybody asks me a question that I'm not entirely certain on, I'm going to go to the Help Center. For some reason, this picture up top is not showing. I apologize, but this is just a login page in Plexus. And in the top right-hand corner, there's like a little circle with a question mark in it. Click that, and that's going to immediately take you to this second picture here, and it's going to have a search bar. And I just typed in there February incentives, and you can see down below there are quite a few articles that pull up. And that is so helpful. So if you're like, I have no idea any of the details about February, I'm feeling a little behind, then go and take a look at the Help Center. Super, super helpful. Same with the contest that's going on right now for convention. Go take a look in the Help Center. Guys, I'm so sorry. I don't know why my pictures are not showing up. This is a bummer. Um, this is one of the last things is, thinking through a system with our team. I did just want to remind everybody that we have this website that I created that's a getting started website. It's a simple, like 1, 2, 3 step that is our website that our team can use. If you want to make changes to it, if you have suggestions, please message me. It's mine, and I'm happy to make that. But I just want to make that a simple tool for everybody on our team. So that way, when you do have people that are like, yeah, I'm interested to know a little bit more about the business, you're not going to sit there and be like, I don't even know what to do. You have this step 1, which you unfortunately can't see the picture, but it's of just a screenshot of that website. And then after your person goes through those steps on that website, the next step here that you can't see is just our accountability group. So I really love that when I think through our system is you've got the website, you can have those people go through, you can walk through it with them, and then the next beautiful natural transition is getting them into our accountability group, which is going to help them with community. It's going to help them with just like expectations and how to start doing their business consistently. And then the last thing here, this was a really powerful kick. I was with my husband as he was eating lunch today, and I was kind of working on this, and I said, I really want like a strong John Maxwell quote. And then I saw this, and I was like, oh wow, this is a tough one, but this is good. So if you can't see it, I'm going to read it out loud. I'm going to go a little slower so you can hear it. This is from John. All great leaders have understood that their number one responsibility is cultivating their own discipline and personal growth. Those who cannot lead themselves cannot lead others. So that's a beautiful, beautiful reminder of exactly what Amanda was talking about with her I from impact, the initiate. You have to be the one to start that fire. You have to be that one to start that momentum. You are the one. You can't just expect your team to show up if you're not showing up consistently. And so I hope that we all see this and think of this in a beautiful way, not in a like, oh gosh, but in a beautiful way of like, I get to create this. This is my responsibility. This is my business. And if I want to lead others, I've got to lead myself. And that comes through that discipline and personal growth. So that's all that I have for tonight. We are going to be going back to accountability group and power hour on Monday night. If you are new here and you have not gotten plugged into accountability group, speak to your person who's invited you here. It is one of my favorite things that we do. And like I said, it is part of our system. And it's life-giving. So you are invited to join us, even if we only have like 1 week left. It is open for you if you are ready and you're willing to commit. So you guys are amazing. Thank you all so very much for being on. I will stay on if anybody has questions, but everybody, we'll see you all later. Also, my book study will stay on here. Okay. Okay. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being on. Okay. Hi, everybody. Look at this beautiful team. Okay. We will make this fast. But if you are on here and you're like, what is this for? We are going, and this is our book study going over the how to win friends and influence people. We are over the first two sections. That's kind of what we went through with the criticism and the uh what's the word I'm looking for? Criticism and appreciation. Appreciation. That's what it was, right? Yeah. So we'll just kind of do popcorn. Like, did anything really stand out to you guys? I know we've kind of been sharing a little bit in our chat, but anything of just like an overarching theme here that have just has like kind of left you thinking that's been impactful for you?
I actually have a question, and this is my thought because I was listening to this on audiobook. I don't have the hard copy a few months before you decided to do this. And when I first started it, I loved it. I loved the theme. I loved the new thought process. And I even set my New Year's resolution is to not unnecessarily critique and correct somebody. So, like, if what was the point of correcting somebody if it didn't change the outcome? Um, and the second time I'm reading it, it has really heavy misogynistic tones for me of like male derived thinking, because I don't know that I agree in this second chapter that everybody